If you asked 7 different people what the best heart-healthy diet is, you'd get 10 different answers. Everyone has an opinion, and honestly, they all have some evidence behind them. But here's what practicing medicine has taught me. The best diet isn't the perfect one. It's the one you can actually stick with. A nutrition plan that's 80% perfect but sustainable for life will always beat the one that's 100% perfect, but you can't stick with it for longer than the 6 months. So today, we're not chasing the perfect diet. Instead, I want to show you the highest yield foods that keep showing up across studies and meta-analyses on heart disease, and the ones that have real evidence behind them. And I'm also going to call out some foods that are marketed as heart healthy but are actually working against you. I'm Dr. Kabir Hari-Singh, a double board certified physician in both family and obesity medicine. And before we get further into it, here's a quick disclaimer. Even though I'm a doctor, I'm not your doctor. This is educational information only, not personal medical advice. Always discuss decisions about your health with your own doctor first. Now, before we talk about the best foods, I want to spend just a little bit of time on the mechanism of how plaques develop, a process called atherosclerosis, because once you understand that, the foods on this list will make a lot more sense. Plaque formation isn't about high cholesterol. It's a cascade of many different things. Atherosclerosis starts with damage to the endothelium, the thin layer of cells lining the inside of your blood vessels. Once that lining is damaged, LDL particles slip through the vessel wall, inflammation oxidizes those particles, and your immune system rushes in to repair the damage. But instead of fixing it, it causes the plaque to grow even larger. And the more oxidative stress in the environment, the more this cycle repeats. So the foods you want to be eating need to target all of those steps. They need to lower the LDL particle driving the process, reduce inflammation, protect the endothelium, and calm down that overactive immune response. Keep that framework in mind as we go through the list. Food number 1, lycopene-rich foods. One pattern that shows up consistently across the research on atherosclerosis is lycopene, a powerful carotenoid found in red and pink fruits and vegetables, like tomatoes, watermelon, and pink grapefruit, for example. Lycopene is one of the most potent antioxidants we know of, and oxidative stress is one of the primary drivers of plaque formation. There's a study out of Finland suggesting that lycopene intake may reduce carotid atherosclerosis, the plaque buildup in the arteries leading from your heart to your brain. Interestingly, cooked tomatoes actually have more lycopene compared to raw ones, so remember to thank your granny the next time she makes you tomato soup. Food number 2, phytosterol-rich foods. Phytosterols are natural plant compounds found in nuts, seeds, especially flaxseed and sesame, legumes, whole grains, and many fruits and vegetables, including carrots, broccoli, and avocados. Here's why they matter. Structurally, phytosterols look almost identical to cholesterol. So when you eat them, they compete with cholesterol for absorption in your intestines, and less cholesterol gets absorbed, which causes your liver to sense a drop in your cholesterol absorption, and it responds by pulling more LDL particles out of your bloodstream to compensate. Over time, you end up with fewer LDL particles and fewer ApoB-containing particles circulating through your arteries. And we have strong evidence that ApoB is one of the primary drivers of atherosclerosis. Food number 3, flavonoid-rich foods, especially catechins. Flavonoids are natural compounds found in berries, apples, oranges, onions, leafy greens, and dark chocolate. And one important subset, catechins, is found in green and black tea. Here's what they do. When LDL particles get trapped in your arterial wall and start to oxidize, the area becomes inflammatory and sticky, which causes immune cells to attach to that area of the wall. Then the white blood cells rush in and make the plaque grow. But flavonoids reduce that stickiness on the wall of the artery, which means fewer immune cells can attach and drive inflammation. On the catechen side specifically, a meta-analysis of 9 studies found that drinking 3 or more cups of green or black tea daily was associated with a 21% lower risk of stroke compared to drinking less than 1 cup a day. That's a significant association for something as simple and enjoyable as tea. Food number 4, extra virgin olive oil. This one shows up across more studies than almost anything else in cardiovascular nutrition. High intake of extra virgin olive oil is consistently associated with meaningful reductions in cardiovascular events like heart attacks and strokes. It's rich in polyphenols and monounsaturated fats, both of which have antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. It helps protect and repair the endothelial lining of your arteries. It improves insulin sensitivity, and it targets multiple steps in the atherosclerosis process simultaneously. Food number 5, Fatty fish. Salmon, mackerel, even sardines are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA and DHA, and the cardiovascular evidence here is some of the strongest we have. The MESA study, one of the largest and longest running heart disease studies ever conducted, found that higher DHA levels were associated with a 12% lower risk of carotid plaque progression. Other clinical studies show that eating fatty fish 1 to 3 times a week is associated with lower risk of heart disease and stroke. The mechanism here is twofold. Omega-3s calm the immune system that aggravates plaques, and they boost nitric oxide production, which helps stabilize existing plaques and makes them less likely to rupture. And now, the heart-healthy foods you need to watch out for. This is the part I really want you to pay attention to, because the food industry has gotten really good at making inflammatory foods look healthy. First is flavored yogurts. Unfortunately, many are loaded with added sugar. So buy plain, full-fat yogurt and add your own fruit or a small amount of sweeteners. That way you can control exactly what's in it. Next up, granola bars and breakfast bars. Most people know that sugary breakfast cereals aren't great, but a lot of people have swapped them out for bars that look healthier on the packaging, but have nearly the same sugar content. So check the label first before buying. And fruit juice. This one catches most people off guard. Even juice with no added sugar, labeled as all natural, delivers a highly concentrated dose of fructose with none of the fiber you'd get from eating the whole fruit. Fresh fruit is genuinely heart healthy, but liquid fruit is a different story entirely. Unfortunately for my taste buds, processed carbohydrates and added sugars tend to be among the most inflammatory thing you can regularly consume. And chronic inflammation is the engine that drives plaque growth. Beyond food, here are 2 bonuses worth knowing about. First up, exercise. There's a randomized controlled trial published in the European Journal of Preventive Cardiology showing that 6 months of high-intensity interval training, known as HIIT, produced a significant reduction in plaque formation, slightly greater than what was observed with statin intervention in the same time frame. That's a remarkable finding, and it's a powerful reminder that exercise isn't just about weight or fitness, it's medicine. And one supplement with genuinely solid evidence, aged garlic extract. Multiple randomized control trials have shown it can stabilize vulnerable plaques, reduce coronary artery calcium progression, and improves blood pressure. It's not flashy, but the evidence is real. Here's the bottom line. You don't need the perfect diet. You need the right foods incorporated consistently into whatever eating pattern you can actually sustain. Lycopene from colorful produce, phytosterols from nuts, seeds, and legumes, flavonoids and catechins from berries, tea, and dark chocolate, extra virgin olive oil, fatty fish, and the knowledge to recognize that some things marketed as healthy are actually working against you. Do that consistently, move your body with real intensity a few times a week, and you're targeting the actual mechanisms driving heart disease, not just a number on a lab report. If this were helpful, share it with someone who needs it, and I'll see you in the next one.